Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for November 5th. Today we're going to enjoy a rerun from 2020. Thank you so much for your indulgence, and enjoy. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for November the 5th. November 5th is the 309th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 310th in leap years, with 56 days. 56, not 65. 56 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is libel, L-I-B-E-L. There's another word that sounds like that, L-I-A-B-L-E, but this one is L-I-B-E-L, libel. Libel is a noun that means a published false statement that is damaging to a person's reputation, a written defamation. The action or crime of publishing a false statement about a person, a false and typically malicious statement about a person, a thing or circumstances that brings undeserved discredit on a person by misrepresentation. Libel is similar to slander, except that slander is a spoken or verbal statement of this nature rather than a written one. Now to today's history. Early in the morning of November 5th, 1605, King James of England learned of a plot to blow up the Parliament building. Fortunately, that plot had been foiled. This is the birthday of English artist Richard Causeway, born November 5th, 1742. He specialized in miniature paintings, and he did some pretty remarkable work too. When you see pictures of his work, they look like regular painted portraits, very nicely done. So it is surprising to learn that they're often smaller than the palm of my hand. Richard married a younger woman named Maria. She was about 20 years or so younger than he was, and there was speculation even in the day, even back then, as to just why exactly did those two get married. Nobody's business, man. They got married. Let it be. Given their age difference, Maria Causeway was also the object of the affections of Thomas Jefferson. He was quite smitten with her, wrote her love letters to this married woman. Now, later in life, William Causeway experienced some kind of mental disorder that caused him to end up in institutions. He lived to the age of 78. This is a birthday of American Union leader and politician Eugene V. Debs, born November 5th, 1855. He lived to the age of 70. This is the birthday of industrial designer Raymond Lowey, born November 5th, 1893. He designed a number of corporate logos, the Greyhound Scenic Cruiser bus, Coca-Cola vending machines and bottle redesign, the Lucky Strike package. How many of you know what that is? He also designed the Studebaker, Avanti, and Champion, among other things. He's been referred to as the man who shaped America and the father of industrial design. Raymond Lowey lived to the age of 92. This is the birthday of American singer, guitarist, and actor Roy Rogers, born November 5th, 1911. Known as the King of the Cowboys, he was one of the most popular Western stars of his era. He appeared in over 100 films and numerous radio and television episodes of The Roy Rogers Show. I've seen a few of those. Often appearing with his wife Dale Evans and his golden Palomino horse Trigger and his German Shepherd dog Bullet. Roy Rogers lived to the age of 86. Woodrow Wilson won a landslide victory on November 5th, 1912 to become the 28th President of the United States. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the first and only President of the United States to be elected to a third term on November 5th, 1940. Now, it seems that Japan had lived pretty much unto itself as an island nation throughout a great deal of history. And around the turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s, they apparently had decided to take over the world. They were embarking on a period of aggressive expansion. Now, I've mentioned this before, but here's where a good hard look at a map of the world might have served them. Little bitty Japan, great big everywhere else. But I can only guess they must not have done that. Japan had taken on Russia and China in the late 1800s and early 1900s and apparently did pretty well for themselves, which probably gave them a false sense of invincibility. You know, wow, look what we did. Let's go get some more. The League of Nations appointed a commission to try to sort all this out, and when they condemned these invasions, Japan's response was to withdraw from the League of Nations. So, from about the 1930s, relations between Japan and the United States had been deteriorating, and with all that as backstory, on November 5th, 1941, the Japanese fleet received an order to attack Pearl Harbor. Richard Nixon was elected president on November 5th, 1968, becoming the 37th president of the United States. Bill Clinton was reelected as president of the United States on November 5th, 1996. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.